Okay, so we can now start. Okay, good morning once again. Okay, so before we start, once again, I would like to remind you to mute your microphone. Okay, unless I ask you to unmute. Okay, so allow me to present my screen. Makita ninyo akong screen? Mary Joy? Can you see now my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so thank you. So, good morning everyone and welcome to GE 103, no? Okay. So GE 103, this is the contemporary world, okay? So, I am your instructor, okay, for this subject. I am Richard Ian Martini Kosha, okay? So, basically, I am part of the Sociology and Social Sciences department, okay, of the College of Arts and Sciences, okay? At the same time, I am the faculty associate of the Office of the Vice President for Administration, Planning, and Development, okay? So, this is our first online class. This will serve as our orientation for the subject. I understand that yesterday I already uploaded a brief part, okay, of this online orientation. Okay. However, majority of the content of this modified syllabus I did not yet able to discuss. Okay. That's why I opted to have this ano na lang, online class orientation. But don't worry, for those students who are not yet or not available today due to connectivity issues, I will record this and it is currently recording and I will upload this recorded video to our Facebook page so that they can also watch the ano they can also watch the recording, okay, in their own time. So, what is the contemporary world? What is the subject all about? Okay, I will just run through with the course description. Okay, this course will introduce you to the contemporary world by examining the multifaceted phenomenon of globalization. Okay, so when we talk of globalization, and by the way, globalization is somehow the word that will always come out in your readings later on. Okay, it is a process of social, political, technological, and other transformations that have created an increasing awareness of interconnectedness of peoples and places around the globe. Okay, if you observe nowadays, okay, due to the advancement of our economy, political processes, as well as technological advancement, there is now what we call as interconnectedness among individuals anywhere in the world. And that is possible because of what we call as globalization. Okay. So to this end, the course provides an overview of the various debates of global governance, okay, development as well as sustainability. Okay. Later on, as I discuss to you the different topics or unit topics in this course, you will understand that it is multidisciplinary in character because we will be discussing economics, political science, or the study of politics, as well as the society. Okay, that will be part of our discussion. That is why the subject is very interdisciplinary in character. Okay, this is kumbaga dili lang siya mag-focus sa isa ka discipline. Like for example, focus lang siya sa political science. No, okay. It it deals with various disciplines in the social sciences. Okay. So, beyond exposing you, the students, to the various to the world outside the Philippines, it seeks to inculcate a sense of global citizenship and global ethical responsibility. Along the way, later on, we will discuss about sustainable development. And when we talk of sustainable development, that is referring to what we wanted, okay, in the society, okay, and that is part of the goals of the United Nations, okay, and then which later on that will be part of your shall we say assessment, your major assessment for this subject about sustainable development. Okay. What are the course outcome? Okay. At the end of the course, you are expected to be able to, number one, distinguish the different interpretations of and approaches of globalization. There are various interpretations of globalization. Some would say that globalization have a positive impact to their lives. Like for example, because of globalization, the economy of their country was improved, while the other side of the coin, they would say that globalization have a negative impact to their society, to their lives. Because, like for example, because of globalization, the products here in the Philippines, there is now a competition between in the market between the products coming from uh, other countries or the imported ones versus our own locally produced product here in the Philippines. That is um, a product of globalization by virtue of opening our market to the outside our territorial boundaries. Okay, and then so there are various interpretations whether globalization have a positive or negative impact in our society. Later on, we will discuss that, and you will encounter those in one of your readings. And then second, to describe the emergence of global economic, political, social, as well as cultural system and analyze the various contemporary drivers of globalization. Next, understand the issues confronting nation states, okay? And then assess the effects of globalization on different social units and their responses. And then the major output, which is also the last course outcome for this subject, is for you to be able to present a project proposal for local initiative for sustainable development. Okay, that's the last topic. Now let's move on to the topic outline. Okay, in here there are the subject is composed of 6 modules. Okay, the first module, and by the way, in every module there is a corresponding worksheet. Okay, ang worksheet mo na ang inyuhang ansiranan that will serve as your assignment, assessment in every module. Okay? Makita na ninyo? Mary Joy, Mary Ann ba to? Makita? Okay. So, sa first module, the topic is about what is the contemporary world. This is just an introductory topic on it will discuss what is the definition of contemporary world, what is globalization, okay? And then module 2, how globalization is facilitated, okay? What are the drivers of globalization, okay? Dara ma-discuss ang global economy, market integration, okay? Global governance, di ninyo ma-encounter na siya. And then module 3, it talks about the contemporary regions of the world. Okay? If you observe, okay, bata pa lang ta, may bala na to nga ang kalibutan gi-divide into different continents na 7 ka continents, di ba? Asia, Europe, North America, South America, Antarctica, etc. Africa, okay? Na 7. Please mute your microphone. Okay. And then in the contemporary world, the world today is further divided into not just by kumbaga si tawag ato continents, but rather regions. Like for example, here in the Philippines, we belong to Southeast Asia. Okay, that is why the countries in Southeast Asia created a regional cooperation or regional bloc which is ASEAN, okay? The Association of Southeast Asian Nations, okay? Kung moadto po dayon ka sa Middle East, okay? Napod sila Arab League, okay? Kung moadto pod ka sa Europe, na sila European Union. Ang pangutana karon, why is it that countries around the world who belong or which belong to specific regions are making regional bloc or regional cooperation? Okay? Mo na ang atong i-discuss sa Module 3. Pag-abot sa Module 4, we will discuss about the different ideas of globalization. Okay? And then in Module 5, peoples of the world. Okay? Diri ma-discuss nganong naay mga tao nga gaadto sa ubang nasod. Okay? Like for example, mga OFWs. Okay? Nganong naay mga tao nga coming from outside the Philippines wanted to stay here in the Philippines. Okay? Na ay gitawag nga migration. Please mute your microphone. Okay? And then, Module 6 is creating a just world. Okay. Now, in Module 6, you will be introduced of what is sustainable development. Mute your microphone. Click the screen, dahil na sa ubos dayon ay microphone. Dapat naka-red siya. Okay? James, okay. I'll go back to the, makita na ninyo ang topic outline? Okay. So, let's move now to the grading system. Okay. So again, in the topic outline, in every module, there is a corresponding answer sheet. Okay? Inyo hato siyang ansiran og ipasa via Google Classroom, our Google Classroom. Now, let's move now to the grading system. I hope that during the first week of class, nag-appeal mo sa orientation sa flexible learning environment nga giproduce sa Office of the Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dito makita ninyo nga na-change ang grading system. Please mute your microphone. Jetro. Okay. Again, please mute your microphone para dili ta maputol-putol la. Okay. Grading system. Okay. As per information during your orientation to Bukso Flexible Learning Environment, you will be graded as follows. Okay. 40% okay, of your grade will be from your major output. Okay. Major output ni siya. Ang major output corresponds to the terminal course outcome of this subject. Ang terminal course outcome ani nga subject katong project proposal for a local initiative for sustainable development. Do not worry because this will be done by group and I will discuss this further and provide instructions how are you going to make this project proposal. And this is 40% of your grade. Imagine, isa lang ni siya ka project proposal pero 40% ni sa inyohang tibuok nga grado ani nga subject. The remaining 60% is your graded modular activities, katong worksheet. Okay? Again, kaning unom ka module, tagsa-tagsa ani na ay worksheet. Okay? So, naay unom ka worksheet and taga isa ka worksheet, that is 10% of your class standing. Okay? So, dako kayo yapon siya og bira. Okay? So, there will be no midterm and final term exam. Unlike before, in the previous semesters ninyo sa university, na ay mo'y midterm, napod mo'y final term exam. Karon kay impossible man tungod sa pandemic, di man ta magkita na di man ta mag-ato physically sa ato ang classroom para mag-take sa exam. Okay? So, ang mahitabo, walay midterm o walay final term exam. Ang naalang mo na amoy major output katong project proposal for local initiative for sustainable development ug naamoy unom ka worksheet. Mao lang na ang basis nako sa pag-compute sa inyuhang grado. Wala na lain pa. Now, wala na ni siya ilabot ha. Okay. So, let's move now to the course guidelines. Number 1, okay? Again, I reiterate, what is the expected major output? Katong inyong project proposal. Number 2, okay? In terms of learning modality, you have chosen already a preferred learning modality, okay? Majority of you nagpili sa PDF, okay? Kinamang ko yung data. Okay, pag enroll ninyo, gipapili man mo sa inyong learning modality, di ba? PDF. Naay uban nga printed module, okay? Napoy uban nga i-PDF sent through email, okay? However, I would suggest that we use Google Classroom, okay? Kaysa Google Classroom plus our Facebook group page. Katong ato ang Facebook group nga ako ang gi-create para sa inyo ha. I hope kamutanan naka-enroll na sa Google Classroom o sa Facebook group page. Kaya nga naman, nganong sa Google Classroom instead sa email. Okay, nakabutang dara. Google Classroom has features that helps the learner check on the required readings and submissions on time. Sabot ana, inyohang mamonitor ang inyohang kaugalingon kung naa ba mo'y na-miss nga output or naay nag-post ba ang instructor ninyo dito sa Google Classroom sa inyong readings o sa inyong worksheet. Okay? Moreover, the students are notified when the instructor has posted something in class. Diba? Maka-receive man mo notification murag Facebook ba? Anyways, every time mag-post man ko dito sa Google Classroom, ako man pong gina-post dito sa ato ang group page nga na ako i-post. Okay? Kaya nga naman, ang Facebook man good, kita tanan accessible man good para sa ato. Okay? So, once mag-post ko sa Google Classroom, ako po na siyang i-notify ta mo, o i-post na ko dito sa Facebook page, nga na ako i-post sa Google Classroom. Okay? So, the notification goes directly to your email or you registered to join the class. Okay? And then note that some students cannot access the university email and others have submitted incorrect email address in the gateway enrollment. That is why, in the previous days, ako ang gi-check kinsa ang nag-enroll sa Google Classroom o sa Facebook. Ako ba atong gi-post sa Facebook, di ba? Ang uban sa inyo ha, duha ka account ang gibuhat sa Google Classroom. That is why katong nangutan na dito nganong gi-X ang iyahang pangalan, pasabot ato wala pa siya naka-enroll sa Google Classroom at that time sa pag-check nako. Pag nay nakabutang dito 2 sa tapad sa imong pangalan, pasabot ato ikaduha nakay duha ka account dito sa Google Classroom. Dapat isa lang ka account. Ang pinakanindot nga account imong gamiton katong gi-provide sa university nga email. So mag-register ka sa Google Classroom, kung naka-register na ka gamit ang email address nga gi-provide sa university right after sa imong enrollment, mas maayo. Okay? So the instructor can readily give feedback to the students via Google Classroom. Okay? Once mag-submit mo. Then the Google Classroom basically has the same requirement. Parihara man gyud ang requirement sa PDF plus email nga kung mao magaling na yung gipili, okay? PDF plus email og sa Google Classroom. Kay nga naman kanitanan mag-need man og internet access. Kinahanglan magita mag-internet para ma-access nimo ang gi-email nga PDF sa imong instructor og para ma-access pud nimo o ma-download ang requirement nga naa sa Google Classroom. Now, why Google Classroom instead of submitting the assignments via Facebook group? Okay? Anong mas i-prefer man nato nga sa Google Classroom mo mag-submit? Kaya nga naman, there is more privacy in Google Classroom because once you submit your assignment, okay, only your instructor can see it, unlike in Facebook page. Di ba kung mag-post ka sa Facebook page, how about kung post kasi mo assignment dito, tanan nimong classmates makakita. Whereas, kung sa Google Classroom, ako ray makakita sa imuhang assignment. Kaya ako may maggrado. Okay? And then, so dili, malikaya na to ang cheating dito sa Google Classroom. So you can submit your assignment or coursework ahead of time without having to worry that some of your answers might be plagiarized or might be copied by your classmate. Mas i-prefer nato sa Google Classroom. Sunod, sir, mo yun yung pinaka-problema sa kasagara estudyante karon. Okay? What if internet or Wi-Fi access is difficult? Saon man daw na. Now, since we are now in this extraordinary time, deadline for class activities or your worksheet or considered na siyang assignment are actually relaxed. Okay? Unlike sa una, deadline is deadline, karon dili. Okay? It's up to you depending on your capability makasubmit. Later on, we will discuss this. Okay? In fact, you don't need to access the internet all the time. Okay? Nato yung nag-ask kagay na dito sa sa chat box. Sir, permanente ba ta mag-inani? The answer is no. Okay? Dili ta permanente. Karon lang ni siya. Para lisod man pud gyud nga dili ta magkit-anay, dili na ako ma-feel nga nako estudyante, dili niyo ma-feel nga naamoy instructor. Masyado ning inanita for karon lang. But later on, kamo nagyoy maningkamot sa inyong kaugalingon magbasa sa module nga ako ang i-provide. Okay? So, inana siya ha. Dili mo permanente mag-internet. Okay? So, depending on the option, so in fact, you don't need to access the internet all the time. Depending on the option of submission of requirements, you will access only the internet when, ano sa araman mo kinanglan mag-access sa internet? Number one, kung mag-download na mo sa module o sa materials sa Google Classroom. Ang ikaduha, kung mag-submit na mo sa inyong assignment or output or worksheet. Kaduha rin yun nga higayon mo mag-internet. Not every meeting na to. Okay? So, we will be using video conferencing like this. Kani mo ni gitawag nato nga synchronous learning kani atong gibuhat karon. The answer is no. Okay? It is difficult to do synchronous learning because not all students have access to internet and ICT. Okay? Also, video conferencing consumes data. So there are just basically 4 things that you will be doing in this semester. Number 1, access the material and module. Inyo ang i-download, daw i-print or mag-take baka mo photos. Okay? And then, read the material. Basahon ninyo ang module nga akong gi-download sa Google Classroom. Nara may unom. Okay? And then, answer and submit your worksheet. And then, submit it to our Google Classroom. Okay? If you have questions, clarifications, then consult your instructor when necessary. Okay? So, muna akong giingon kagaina. Your progress in this course depends on how you do these 4 things throughout the semester. Okay? Nakasalalay gyud sa inyong kaugalingon ang inyong kaugmaon aning subject. Okay? Aning semester. Okay? There are at least 6 modules for this course. Module 1 to 3 is now ready for uploading. Okay? After aning orientation, I will upload within the day ang module 1 to 3. And that is the coverage for our midterm. Okay? So, ang coverage din sa final term, katong 4, 5, and 6. Now, so, once ma-upload na nako ang coverage sa midterm nga module 1 to 3, automatic, pwede na niyo siya i-start o download both the material nga reading assignment o ang inyong worksheet nga answeranan ninyo. Now, can I share the material to our class, in our class to others? The answer is no. Okay? These materials are only for you. Para rani sa imuha. Okay? And then, sir, dili ko familiar sa Google Classroom. Ayaw kabalaka. Okay? Nakoy tutorial. Naay tutorial sa YouTube. I-click ninyo ni nga link. Dayon, ma-direct na din sa YouTube. Inyo din tanaw ng tutorial unsaon pag-access, unsa may dapat buhaton dito sa Google Classroom. Okay? But I know, kabalo man mo ana. Okay? Sa'yo naman kayo ang Google Classroom, kabalo kayo mag-Facebook. Okay? So, mo na akong giingon. Kano sa raman kay relax man ang submission sa inyong worksheet, wala man tay specific nga deadline, okay? Namoy duha lang, okay? Two options in submitting your output. Number one, monthly. Meaning, if kasa sa isa ka bulan, kay, sir, wala lagi may internet, sir. Lisod kayong internet. So, bisag kasa lang gyud sa isa ka bulan ka mag-submit. Okay? You submit your output for a module once a month. Okay? Unsa may naka-advantage ani? The advantage of this submission is that your worksheets will not pile up. Meaning, dili magtampunog. Okay? Di ma-pile up ang imuhang worksheet nga ang siranan. Remember, napo kay uban nga klase, di ba? So, the instructor can regularly give you feedback. Once you submit your worksheet dito sa Google Classroom, ako na din na siyang pwede i-check. Then, I can give you a grade right away. Okay? Inana siya. Now, another, kung lisod yun kayo ang internet connection sa inyo ha, you can do twice a semester. Okay? You submit your required output or assignment for module 1, 2, and 3 during the midterm schedule. And the midterm schedule is on the 3rd week of October. So, by 3rd week of October, dapat masubmit na ang 1, 2, 3. Module 1, 2, 3. Okay? And submit the required output for module 4, 5, and 6 during the final term, which is 2nd week sa December. But I hope dili na ninyo paabuton og December. December kay ngano man, remember ang December baya kay holiday na kasagara og deadline pud sa inyong grado. So pag dili kay mo makasubmit or mga November katapusan, ang tendency na mag-pile up na ang ako ang basahonon, mag-pile up na pud ang ako ang chikononon. Okay? Kay dugay man mo nag-submit. So ang tendency madugayan kog upload sa inyong grado to the extent nga basig ma-INC padayon mo. Okay? Kay kung mag-deadline na gani og grado niya, wala pa mo nakasubmit, of course, mag-INC na gyudayon ko ana. And it has the same advantage with option 1, that is your output will not pile up. Plus, it saves on internet access compared to option 1. Ikaduha ra mong submit. Okay? So, inana siya. Now, next is how to submit assignment in Google Classroom na napoy tutorial. In fact, ako man nag-share dito sa inyong Facebook page. Ako na siyang gi-copy-paste dito kung saan pag-submit sa assignment. Okay? So, inana. Kung di gid mo kabalo, i-click ninyo ni tutorial para makita niyo sa YouTube. And then, next one is consultation time and what will be the platform of our consultation. Now, nakabutang diri naka-red, walang di nare-resolve sa masinsinang usapan. Sabot na ko na, if nagay mo yung mga problema regarding ani nga subject, okay, you ask me, dili kayo inyong i-post bisag asa. Okay? Kay kasagara estudyante karon bisag gamay ra kayo nga problema, okay? I-post na din sa Facebook. Okay? Remember, madaot pud ang inyong university ana kung asa mo na enroll. And you should remember also that you are enjoying the free tuition fee of the government since you are enrolled in the university. Okay? So, kung naay problema, okay, dili nga diretso mo mag-post sa social media. Okay? Mabalaan na gyapon ako na you ask me, okay? Message ko ninyo dito sa Facebook or i-email baka ko ninyo. Kabalo man mo sa akong Facebook, kabalo po mo sa akong email. Okay? So, inyong nang i-grab ng opportunity. Kung naman ngayon may mga problema na mga pangutana, dito ninyo na i-channel sa Facebook o sa Google Classroom or sa email baka. The best way to make this flexible learning environment work is to talk to me kung namoy problema. I am willing to listen to you and make the necessary adjustment. For example, sir, lisod jud kayo ang internet sa amo. Then, okay, pamili dito. Asa man ang mas kampante ka sa option 1 or sa option 2. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, I will be flexible. Okay, and then, unfortunately, I am not a call center agency which is available 24/7. Okay, Remember, napod ko yung pamilya. Kamo, napod mo yung pamilya. Okay? Hence, you may message me through Facebook or through Google Classroom or send me email. Pero, of course, ayaw expect na diretso ko maka-answer. Ana, I am most available during our class schedule. Okay? And if you miss to send a message during our class schedule, you may contact me during office hours. Sa may office hours sa gobyerno, 8 to 12, 1 to 5. And that is Monday to Friday only. Okay? Naiuban manggod nga mga estudyante nga kuan pud kayo ba insensitive kayo sa oras. Beyond bisag tingkat tulog na ga message gihapon alas 10 pare ato kagabi eh. Alas 10 sa gabi ga message. Bisag kadlawon, di ba? Tao ra man pud ko mo matulog naay pamilya. So kung gusto mo og ma-address diretso ang inyong concern, dito mo mag-message ako alas 8 paingon sa alas 12. Kay kung alas 12 to alauna pod, ting paniudto man pod na. Okay? So di pod ko diretso makatubag ana. And kani Monday to Friday only. Okay? And please take note that I cannot attend to your queries immediately. Ingon ko kagay na ako'y designation na ako sa Vice President for Administration, Planning and Development ug busy pod kayo to siya nga office. So hintay-hintay lang, di ba? So inana lang. So when do you send me message, kindly practice proper etiquette. Okay? So, of course, you need to introduce yourself. Sir, my name is, state your full name and your section code or subject code so that I cannot confuse you with my other students. Okay? Dagan man pud kog sections karon dili raman kamo. Okay? And finally, you are absolutely prohibited to give my contact details without my permission. And this is in compliance with the data privacy law. Okay? And the same way, I would not be giving out your contact details. Okay? Kompleto akong contact details ninyo, inyong phone number, inyong email address, inyong address sa inyong lugar, mo gapuyo karon. Okay? Nana sa kwatanan. Kagihatagan na during sa inyong enrollment. And I will not be giving it without your consent unless it is an emergency. Now, pangutana.